Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Programming with a Purpose. In this video, we are going to discuss combined gestures, which means that complex gestures interactions that are handled by more than one gestures. So first of all, thank you for making me achieve this milestone of 500 subscribers. So let's create a combined gesture view inside my previous project, Explore tab gestures. So this is the combined gestures view that I have created. Here I will be creating two variables, drag gesture and long press gesture, with the certain definition of their events on changed and on ended. So copy all of these steps, and next I'm going to discuss what these gesture definitions are actually doing. So here I'm setting the definitions, and next I'm going to basically declare these properties inside my struct combined gestures. So you can see here that on changed event in drag gesture, we are basically getting the translation that is passed inside the value and setting is as an offset. So basically we are going to change the position of an object using this offset value. So there is a bool variable that I have declared here, which means that we are going to set basically is long pressed detected to true when we are going to long press an object. And then we are setting an offset position as default, which is 0. And now I'm setting the properties of these two variables which are being manipulated inside the drag gesture. So this is the first gesture that I have created. Next gesture that I'm going to create here is basically the long press gesture. So let's copy paste here and then change the name of this drag gesture to long press gesture. Change its definition, and now we are going to change the event definitions. First, I'm setting the minimum duration, which is 0.5, which means that if it is pressed for 0.5 seconds. And is long press gesture detected is set as false and true when the animation is added. So during the animation, it is going to be set as false. And when it's going to end, it is being set as true. Now we are going to create a variable of combined gesture where we'll be combining these two gestures. So the first gesture we are going to basically test here is basically the sequence gesture, which means that the drag gesture will be sequenced before the long press gesture, which means that if you are not long pressing an object, it will not be dragged inside the screen. So this is usually required for games where we basically require the user to long press an object or a player before moving it around inside the scene. So here I'm creating the view, which is basically returning a rectangle which is filled with a certain color depending upon the state of the is long press detected variable. And then there is a frame width and height is set, and offset is set, and then we are passing the combined gesture inside the gesture. So you are going to see here that if we are not pressing, we cannot move it. Now we are pressing it, and you can see here it's not pressed and not moving. When we are going to press it, it is going to be turned red, and then we are going to be able to move it. So this is basically the requirement for a sequence gesture. So next we are going to create another kind of a combination gesture, which is basically a simultaneous gesture, which means that the two gestures can exist and impact the object at the same time. Previously, we cannot basically move the object without long pressing it. So that was a sequence we need to follow. But in simultaneous, any of the gesture can basically occur on the object at any time. So here I'm long pressing it and moving it. Here I am moving it by just tapping, and I do not need to basically long press it. Here I'm long pressing it, moving it. So you can see here that both of these gestures can be applied together on the object as well as individually. So this is all about the simultaneous gestures. The next kind of a combination gesture is going to be an exclusive gesture, which means that the both of these gestures can be applied to the object, but they do not occur simultaneously, which means that the object can either be long pressed or it can be dragged. This is for certain conditions where we want basically the functionality to do not interfere with the other type of gesture. For example, we want to give a certain kind of a score to the player for a drag gesture, and we also want to update the score when we are long pressing it. So we do not want these to update the score at the same time. So this is all for the combination gestures. I hope you have learned something from it. Do not forget to like and share this video, subscribe to my channel. Next, we are going to build the WhatsApp audio recording feature, in which I'm not going to show you how to record the audio, but we are going to build the UI, and I'm going to show you how the different kind of gestures can be applied which are present inside the WhatsApp app audio recording feature as an example. And thanks for tuning in.